cool beans. We're back. And hello to all of you. So, oh, I should probably unpause it. Sorry, I went to the bathroom. I just got a little thingy thing. I didn't check it out yet. I should check that out. Look at this. Senses the pain of its bearer and lashes out at the world around them. When taking damage, sprouts thorny vines to damage nearby foes. That's really good, actually. Our soul. I'm gonna get rid of one of them. Oh yeah, I can only... Fuck, I forgot about that. And I'm gonna die here, so... No, I won't! I forgot I opened up a path! Like a cool gamer. Oof. Gotta get out of here. The lightning sound effect is kind of bothering my ears. So... What else haven't we haven't explored up there yet. So I guess we can go and do that. We can go do that. Oh, fuck. Not this guy again. You know, I feel like it's a very stormy opening to just die. Do I even need to go get that? What did I even have? I didn't have anything that, like, I super needed. I will grab it anyway. I probably had money. Is that... I mean, if anybody knows, I don't want backseat... Oh, excuse me, sorry. I ate one orange and now it's causing my stomach to be like, hey, burp during recording and be a gross person. But if... I don't want backseat... Ah! Fuck, I forgot again. I don't want backseat game... I will kill you. I don't want backseat gaming for this, but also... Oof. What was I saying? I don't mind I was gonna say, I don't mind having like a little tips and tricks here and there. But like no spoilers, obviously, because I want to experience the beauty of this game. Experience its majesty. Go down. Don't you dare, I'll kill you, I'll kill you, I'll kill you. Yeah, I need that thorn badge because I should have actually, I probably should have put it on. I desperately need it because I am bad at everything. Where am I going? Fuck. Well. Actually, isn't it next door? No, I have to go back up there. God. Gosh, dang it. Yep. Gosh, dang it, Miley. Yep. This is inefficient. Thank you. Don't you dare explode. I don't want the Doritos or Cheeto dust. Actually, I can go for some Doritos right now, I'll be real. I have like... similar to how... Have I been here before? Similar to how I have like month-long fixations on games, or I should say monthly fixations on games. I am very much like I do the same thing with snacks. Oops, is this where I'm supposed to go? It is. Woomy? No, that wasn't a Woomy. Get out of here! Get out of here! But yeah, I have like a snack fixation, I guess you could call it. And right now, I think it's Doritos. Usually, for the most part, it's usually just chips and dip, because it's weird, I don't like onions very much. I'm not what they would call it onion-loving lass. But, get over here, I'll kill you. But, French onion dip is really good. As long as I don't have too much of it. Like, it depends. It's weird. I'm really weird with onion dip just because of the fact that, like, I can eat chipfuls of it. It's so good, but usually, like, a day or two... okay. Here's my hypothesis. Chip dip is, like, super good all the time, but it's when it's at its prime. It's at its prime when it's just, like, it's like 2 days after opening it originally. Because when you first open it, it's a little bit like, ew, this has like a weird aftertaste. Ew, no thank you. But like 2 days after, it's perfect. It tastes beautiful. I could probably eat a whole container of it. But then you go like a week. Maybe you took a break. Maybe you didn't want to eat a whole thing of chip dip like a sane person. But after like a week, it just starts to taste bad again. And I don't know why. But that's just what I found in my my French onion dip studies, which is a college course that I have taken. That's false. I have never been to college. I'm not what they would call a college student. No shame in that, by the way. Sometimes school just isn't for people, you know? I think I'm gonna get philosophical. Yeah. But honestly, like, maybe we as a society should stop being rude to people who just don't want to go to school. I know it's super controversial, but like, school's not for everybody, so maybe don't be a douche about it. At least that's how I feel about it. It's like, I hated high school. I hated high school mostly because of the fact that where am I going? I had really bad depression. I still do, but like my depression was just so shit during high school, and nobody was like willing to give me a break or help me out with it. I didn't mean to do that. I'll just stay over here. Do you want to go away, buddy? I'll leave. But it just seems like nobody, like, at a school, they don't care about that kind of thing. It's like, oh, you're not neurodivergent, sorry. Then, like, go fuck yourself. Might as well die in a pit. And, like, I'm exaggerating a little bit, but it definitely felt like I only ever had maybe 2 teachers who actually gave a shit about the fact that I clearly, like, it wasn't even, that's the weird thing about it, like, I wasn't hiding it by any means. I was very open, like, hey, I can't physically or mentally do any of this stuff that you're, like, telling me to do. But they'd all just kind of be like, yeah, well, that's your problem, go fuck yourself. Like, specifically, I had I'm not a science person by any means. I very much love English. I mean, I'm an English and social studies kind of person. I love, it actually goes hand in hand because I do love stories and I love learning about people. So I was always I don't have a map for this area. So I was never good at science or math, which is fine. You know, people have their ups and downs in life, in their subjects, but I had a chem teacher in junior year, I think. I can never remember the year names, but she, like, I would say that year is when I was, like, struggling. That was, like, my peak struggle with that kind of stuff. Like, I just started taking medicine. I just started taking, like, depression meds, and I finally, like, was going to counseling and stuff. So it was very much like a heavy recovery year. Hope this isn't, like, TMI, by the way. I'm very passionate about this kind of stuff. But this chem teacher would just, like, relentlessly shit on me, basically, for not knowing what to do. And I gave up, like, fully. I don't think I've ever given up on something as hard as I gave up on that. Like, oh. There's a... I was not prepared for a boss fight. That's great. Love it. Fuck, are you kidding me? Sorry, I can't talk about depression when I'm doing this shit. Oops. But I completely gave up because I didn't know anything. I genuinely could not grasp any of the concepts. Which is fine, and like I've come to terms of like that doesn't make me stupid. I'm just smart in different ways, which everybody is. Everybody has their own thing, right? But she would just like lay into me about it, like, hey, you're not trying, and that's why you're failing. You're like, you could come to me for help, but you don't. So like, this is clearly all your fault that you're just really stupid. Which, it was such a, like, again, already struggling with a bunch of stuff at that time. It was just such a... It hurt, like, a lot. It hurt probably a lot more than she meant it to, because she probably meant it as, like, a... Because some people do, but... Oh. Oh. Because, like, some people do better with negative reinforcement, and that's fine if, you know, you're that kind of person. There's nothing wrong with that. But that's not who I am. I'm very much like, I need positive reinforcement. I need, you know, to be told that I'm doing a good job. I'm, you know, that's just how I am. But every single day I had chem first period, which was the worst because I have daily breakdowns in that class. And I mean, like, I would go to the nurse almost daily to, you know, cry and like have a panic attack because I was doing so poorly in that class. And again, the teacher just did nothing. Like, she did nothing. She would just be like, hey, she literally told me once, she's like, hey, if you're going through stuff, like, you can tell me, I'm here for you. And then I would do that, and then she would be like, you're a lazy piece of shit, like, get over it. And it's just, that shit sucked. Like, I think, not just that, but that was definitely a big part of why my perception of public school is, like, forever ruined. Because there's such a lack of care for, or at least in my school, there was such a lack of care for students who weren't, like, already, you know, doing well. Which is weird, because I'm a good student, despite the fact that I didn't give a shit about school. Like, I did what I needed to do to pass. And even in some cases, I surpassed. Like, I had hundreds in Latin when I took it. Because I was passionate about it and because I genuinely cared. But, you know, it was just like, hey, you can't do, like, 2 subjects, then you're a worthless scum, and I am not going to even treat you like a human being. But yeah, it was just a bad time. I hope you're okay with serious topics, because, like, I could talk about, like, how we should have a reform for schools because we need it. And it wasn't even just me. Like, I don't want it to be like, oh, look at me, like, I'm so whiny and, oh, I need attention and blah, blah, blah. That's not what I'm trying to do. Because I wasn't the only one who struggled with this. Like, my friend who was in the same chem class as me also struggled a lot with her mental health. Balder. I thought there was a Woomy. But she struggled a lot with her mental health, too. And same class, same period, we both have breakdowns daily. And also, like, I've witnessed a bunch of shit. Like, there was this one autistic kid, he was very sweet, a very nice guy. But he had troubles in classes, and that's fine. Like, you know, not everybody's the same, it's okay. And the teacher, I had 2 teachers for this English class that I was with this guy. And the one teacher who was the sweetest, and I love her, and she's like forever, like, she's a friend of mine. I love her. She's actually one of the only teachers who actively tried to help me with my depression. And like, she was so nice to the point where, like, I would have days where I couldn't function in class. So instead of, like, reading a book and paying attention, I'd put my head down and just, like, not sleep, because I wanted to pay attention. I enjoy English classes, but I would just, like, put my head down and not really do anything for, like, class periods at a time. And she was just like, yeah, that's fine. Like, you're a good student. I had 90s in that classes anyway, so she was just like, yeah, take all the time you need. Like, you're clearly struggling with something. You could take, you know, you can do whatever you need to do to function properly, which is amazing. But at the same time, in that same exact class, there was another teacher who was, I don't know why she was there, but she was there and she was the worst. And she just like, she was just so rude to this, like, autistic kid. Like, he would be like, I don't know what I'm doing, I don't understand, you know, what you're telling me to do. Which, again, is fine. And in that case, you think, like, let's go to dirt mouth. You expect, like, hey, go, like, a teacher should be trained to handle, like, neurodivergent students. Like, you'd expect, this is a problem I have with the school system. If you're a teacher, you should be able to, maybe not identify, but, like, you should be able to realize and interact with kids who aren't, you know, you should be able to recognize if kids are struggling, and if you can't do that, and if you can't sympathize with them, and you can't help them, and you can't find a way to, like, work through it, then you shouldn't be a fucking teacher.
Papanada.
Papanada. Like, if your idea... Is that it?
Papanada.
After more supplies, you've already bought so much. Unfortunately for now, you've cleaned us out of anything worth selling. Cornifer will no doubt be pleased, though I do wonder what he plans to do with... how he plans to spend all that Geon. Or Geo on. Whatever. Actually, let me check my badges real quick. Protects its bearer with hard shell while focusing soul. That's a really good one, actually. Huh. For now, we're gonna switch this one on. We'll put that one on. Oh wait, do I have another one? No, get back on there. 2 notches. 2 notches, okay. That's kind of a shame, but whatever. But yeah, anyway, if you're a teacher who can't, like, help students or sympathize with students, not even as students, but just as human beings, then maybe you shouldn't be a fucking teacher. Cause this teacher would just yell at him. Like, she just yell at, this kid. Oh, hi. Pale thing, you wear that nail with ease. If you're in search of combat, you'll find no great warriors in this decaying burrow. I've heard an area exists somewhere below, one built for our like. Meet me there and we'll test what skills you possess. I'll be heading down soon. Come and find me if you dare. Cool. Anything else to say? Hollow Nest. What challengers await in its ruin? Cool. But she just, like, yell at him. She just, like, pull him out of class to yell at him because he wasn't doing his work. Which is like, hey, do you ever think that maybe he's not doing his work because he doesn't, like, understand how to? And he needs, like, special attention, you know, for these problems that he's having? Because, like, and it would suck because he sat right behind me. And so for the whole entire school year, I was listening to this bullshit. And I would always just turn around and I'd be like, yo, it's okay, like... It's just kind of shitty when, you know, the students are the ones that have to comfort these individuals. Like, God knows, I've only ever had 2 teachers comfort me, but, like, people would help me out when I was feeling like shit in these situations. I definitely, to this kid, was just like, hey, it's cool. If you need help, like, you can ask me, it's cool. What? Oh, it's a mask. Anything else, man? Okay. I think this is my favorite place in the game. It's almost time to end the episode. I don't know if this was, like, an interesting topic to listen to. I think I got some of my terminology wrong also. No, I didn't, because I was like, am I saying neurodivergent wrong? Am I getting the definition of that wrong? And no, I was thinking of neurotypical in terms of, like, somebody who isn't struggling with any mental illness or disability of any kind. Green Path, Astromon. Okay, we'll find out where to go next time. Sorry, I guess sorry if you're not into this kind of tone of like serious talk, but I had a fun time. I enjoy talking about serious topics, and I'm very open about my experiences. But I appreciate you listening, if that is your thing. Let's see. Thank you so much for listening. I really appreciate it. And I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Goodbye!